Hey everyone, welcome back to Grow Leafy. I am getting ready to get started with some more seeds, okay? Don't be alarmed if you have not started seeds. It is not too late. Actually, it's even still a little early for some people in some zones that are still getting winter. And then some people in some zones, they've been able to already plant in their gardens. But I'm in zone 6, and so there were some things I was able to plant already. Some things I started indoors well into the winter months. But now there are some things that I wouldn't even think about putting in my garden because in zone 6 where I am, the weather could change drastically within 30 minutes. So if you're still wanting to know how to start seeds, I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to get started with a lot of squash seeds and some beans and just a few different items that are really hot temperature type plants. So stay tuned in this video. If you got tray cells and you got it, go ahead and let's do this together. I want to be here to help you the best that I can. But let's get started with the seed tray. So the different plants that I am starting are bush beans, scarlet runner, which is another bean that is vining, Burgess squash. Let's see, I've got spaghetti squash, butternut squash, yellow, and also the golden zucchini squash. And also in another tray, I will have some other squash, like the green squash, like the green squash that you're most familiar, but I'm trying some other types of squash, like an Italian zucchini type squash, and then also some other types of cucurbits, which are of the cucumber family. Okay, so I'm going to try some different things, but in another tray, but in this one, mainly, we're just going to be working on some squash and then some beans. I've got my soil, so I'm happy that we're outdoors because if it gets messy, it's all good because we're outdoors. So I'm going to go ahead and put these over here because I really don't want to lose the order. I have this already all organized. Let me take my little tags out. You want to make sure that you're organized with your tags because a lot of these seeds, most of them, if anything, they look alike. And you really want to know where you're putting things. If not, you're not going to know till it, it actually starts fruiting. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. Let's take a little closer. I'm going to go ahead and just fill it all up. And this has not been saturated with water. I haven't put any in it. The soil's pretty dry. And I leave it dry anyways because I keep this inside and I just don't want mold growing on it anyways. Just gonna fill this up. It's actually easier just to carry this whole thing another quick way. I like to do these stay together. And just fill it up this way. Have to be able to take it out though. And once you put some water in it, of course, you're gonna have to press down just a little bit because, you know, once you add water to it, it pretty much sinks in a lot more. Should have probably put this under here first. This is funny, and you guys are seeing this. And you know what? That's okay, and it doesn't bother me because we all learn from each other. This was a mess to do it this way. Oh my goodness, I have never done this way. Why did I even think about it? Usually I do this with the smaller tray cells and then do that. All right. But it would be better off for me to, since I'm adding, filling all the cells like this, and it's going to be heavier, having that bottom tray in there. One thing about me is that I want to be transparent with you. I want you to see the mistakes, and I want you to see the good as well. We learn from our mistakes, and they make us stronger. Next time, now you know, add the flat surface on the bottom first. Or the cells. I'll saturate the cells. All right, I've got a little pump. I can use this. I have two kinds that I like to use. Usually this, what I spray on top, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one for right now. And I'll use the other one when I'm spraying the seeds, okay? And what I typically do, though, is I bottom water. When I'm watering ongoing, it's bottom water. And it really helps with overwatering and allowing the water to wick up from the bottom. I want to make sure that this is pretty saturated And I will add a little water at the bottom as well and just spray the top once I put the seeds on. Now with the type of seeds that I will be starting here, like these, any seeds that are really large, they take sometimes a little bit longer to germinate. But if you soak them for a little bit, maybe a couple of hours, a few hours, then it will germinate quicker. I did not soak these. I don't have to. I'm pretty good at germinating my seeds. But if I wanted to do that to allow the process to be quicker, then I could. You just want to go ahead and just make sure that there's no pockets of air. Now, you don't want it compacted where it's so compacted that they cannot push themselves out. They can't push up through it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a few of these areas. So note in the comments, are you starting seeds in trays, or are you directly sowing them into your garden? What kind of seeds? I would like to know, what kind of seeds are you starting? If you are starting any, are you even gardening? I know some people on this channel are not even gardening. They're just looking and just kind of just browsing through some of the videos, and they're thinking about it, but not right now. They may be thinking about doing it next year. I would like to hear some comments from you. I'd like to hear some feedback on what it is that you're doing, or if you've started any seeds indoors, or if you're planning on starting any, or if you've already done that. I would just like to hear what some of you are doing. That would be interesting to get that dialogue going. I'm going to go ahead and spray that down now, and then I'll spray it again when I add the seeds. Back here, I have a wide variety of seeds. I'm going to be planting 2 seeds in each cell. I'm first starting out with the bush bean. This is what they look like. Just want to make sure. Let's see. Should be enough. I'm going to put 2 in there, drop that in there. All you're going to do is just cover it up, just like that. Like, again, if you're really wanting to just expedite this process, all you have to do is just soak these seeds for a few hours, maybe 2 to 4 hours. Just soak them. You don't want to soak them for too long where they start sprouting in the water. And the reason why I'm putting more than just one is because I want a guarantee that I'm going to get something germinated. Okay, if you want to just use one, you can. It's always good just to have a little bit of extra, just in case they don't germinate. And these seeds were from last year, and so I'm hoping the viability of them are still good. I'm pretty sure they are, but the longer you have your seeds, sometimes the viability can change. That's what I've heard. So far, I've had pretty good successes even with the seeds that I have that are old. They've still germinated. I also keep them in a cool place, pretty much a cool, dark place, so they're not exposed to moisture, hot, heat, temperature, or anything like that. This is my first time planting Scarlet Runner. These beans are beautiful. I probably should have opened it up first. I would have soaked these because they are so fairly large. Next is burger squash. Spaghetti squash. Butternut squash. Yellow squash. Scallop. But you got to see the shape of this. I've never seen this before. Isn't that just the neatest thing? And the last one is golden zucchini summer squash. And that is it. Here's the final product. And so what I'm going to do is just set it inside this moving table. The next thing I will be doing is wheeling it into the garage area, putting a heat mat underneath it to help with increasing the heat in germination. And once they do sprout and I do see the baby sprouts popping through, I do want them to see some sunlight, so I will wheel this outside so that it does have sun. And that should only take a few days. So I hope that you like this video, and I hope that you had a great opportunity here to be able to maybe set up a tray along with me. If you have not, go ahead and do that. You can use this video and you can rewind it, send it to any other friends or anyone else that is looking into gardening this summer. But remember to grow leafy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.